Hi, I'm Liv and this is my husband Bear. I'm a personal trainer and he is a firefighter. Yep, on the Gold Coast, and this is our new addition, Halo. So I found out I was expecting a baby in November last year, and we were just so excited. We were trying for around 2 months, and I fell pregnant pretty quickly, which I was super lucky. And yeah, we just thought it was the perfect time. We'd done our wedding, our honeymoon, and we were just ready for that next adventure. It came up really naturally that we wanted to do the Hypnobirthing Course Australia because our friends have done a lot of it both in both our work. I think it was really important for me to do because I felt like I wanted to know a lot more information about probably the birthing process and everything involved in that. And also my husband hasn't had a lot of...
I needed help.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of experience with babies, whereas I kind of have. You know, I've got a younger brother and sister, so I helped out a lot with my parents with that.
So I gained a lot of knowledge by Frankie coming to our house because I knew nothing. I just had no idea about anything. It made me feel a lot more comfortable knowing that I can actually help. So I just researched all the little things that I could do along the way and how to make Liv feel more comfortable through the whole journey.
Yeah. I definitely gained a lot from more the breathing techniques and everything along those lines. I feel like I would practice at home, so I would put my hypnobirthing tracks in my headphones and I would just zone out. I was aiming for a water birth, so I would zone out in the bath, or I would go down to the beach and just really practice my deep breathing. Obviously I had no idea what labour felt like or anything like that, but I would just envision it and imagine what it would feel like, and I felt like that really helped me during my during my time of birthing, so it was amazing.
I felt like I had a voice and I was able to help take some of the decision making like off Liv's like kind of responsibility list while we were at the hospital, just letting her do her thing, and if she needed something or a doctor come in or anything, one of the nurses wanted to ask something, I could just step in front and they could ask me rather than get Liv out of her zone, because I swear for half the time Liv didn't even know that she was in the same room as anyone else. She was just in her own little world. So yeah, it was good. I felt like that helped me a lot, and it was good on the day too. That made me feel like I was really part of everything.
By the end of my pregnancy, I could only really do like long walks and would do stairs. So I was trying to kind of walk the baby out, as you'd say. We would do Currumbin stairs.
And walk from here.
And walk from here. So that's probably roughly like a 6K walk and then a couple of stairs on top of that. But I was doing that for a good solid, three to 4 weeks at the end.
Yeah.
And how I knew something was different was I said to my mum, you went to the gym and then I went for a walk with my mum just to spend some quality time with her. And Bear gets a phone call. I can't make it home, and that's very unlike me. So
yeah, that never happens.
Yeah, I got you to pick us up halfway, and I just felt different. Like I just knew something was going on. Anyway, I got home and I'd lost some of my mucus plug, so I kind of knew that labour was going to start pretty soon, if not already started. So we just took our time, made our way up to the hospital, and that's when they just sort of monitored me. And I thought my surges might go away, and they actually didn't. They started to get more intense as the night went on. And so I was really happy that, you know, my body went into labour before, you know, anyone needed to intervene, because I felt like, yeah, that's what I really wanted. When I got into the bath, I had a bit of a show still, but my water still hadn't broke. Yeah, it didn't break. So I was kind of waiting for that to happen, which I thought, you know, before the course, I thought, you know, your waters break and then, you know, you rush to the hospital and you're like, get this baby out, where it just, nothing ever happens like that. And that's what I actually learned during the course. And it was like to be prepared for anything, and this is normal if this happens. And so that was very useful.
That was useful for me because I thought it was like the Hollywood movies. It definitely wasn't like that.
No. I really enjoyed the bath because I was able to stretch out my hip flexors in between surges. I could stretch, I was very mobile, it was very relaxing. And yeah, I just felt very calm and at home, especially, you know, with our background, just loving the beach and swimming and everything being so active. I felt like the bath was definitely one of my best memories. I was in there for about 4 hours, and it was definitely starting to get a lot more intense. So I couldn't really talk too much in between even my surges. So I really had to go into myself and use my techniques during that time. And then they actually wanted to get me out to check on my blood pressure and to heat up the bath in case I did have the baby in the bath, because they needed it to be warm for her. So by that stage it was pretty much cold, but yeah, she wasn't coming anytime soon. So my surges started to get very, very intense, and I got out of the bath, and as soon as I got out the bath, my mental state probably changed a little bit, I would say. I wouldn't say panic, but I'd say more I was feeling very like tied to the bed when they were checking my blood pressure. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, then she actually ended up turning the wrong way, which then put stress on my body. I was in a lot of pain. When my body wasn't really coping as such, I was in labor for about 20 hours by that point. So they offered me an epidural and I did take it. I really tried to get through it without the epidural, but unfortunately by that stage she'd turned and it made me super uncomfortable, and I just needed my body to relax. And at the end of the day, I just wanted a positive experience. I made it very known that I wanted to kind of try and stay mobile, so they put me on a very low dosage of the epidural. I was still able to push on my knees, so I was moving around still, which was absolutely amazing. I was getting up on the bed and you would hold my hand.
Yeah, that was cool. It was like, it still didn't feel like
medicalized, I'd say. Like it didn't feel like that at all.
Yeah, it was good because Liv still wanted to be in that comfortable position of being on her hands and knees, because that's what was making it feel the most comfortable. And it was awesome that she could still move around.
I still got to go on my side. I tried all different positions still, so being mobile, I still got that. Yeah, then we ended up trying to push for 2 hours once we hit 11 o'clock. I went from 8 centimetres to 10 centimetres pretty quickly after that epidural. So yeah, we ended up trying to get her out for a good solid 2 hours, and she wasn't unfortunately coming. She just kept getting sucked up for quite a while. Like I was pushing for a long time. So they gave me a lot more time to get her out, but I unfortunately she was very big for me, I guess, and I was struggling to get her out. Maybe the epidural had something to do with that as well. I couldn't really feel where I was pushing, maybe. I definitely, my next birth, I would like to try and go without that, but obviously you got to do what you got to do at the time. And
it was good too, because our obstetrician came in and he did give you that extra time, because you were pretty vocal about you wanted all the time, like, to try yourself.
Yeah.
And nothing.
He knew it was really important for me to get her out vaginally. So not that anything, you know, if I had to have a C-section, that's totally fine too, but nothing really fazed me. Because she wasn't coming, they had to use forceps to get her out. And to be honest, I kind of, at that point, I was like, let's just get her out. Let's do what we have to do. I didn't really panic. and I just breathed through the whole thing, really, to be honest.
Yep.
And we still kept it it still felt very natural. I still pushed when my contractions came through. I got to pull her out myself, so they just got her head out. Then once we pushed, I got to reach down and grab her myself, which was really special to me. And I did start bleeding a lot. I wanted to do delayed cord clamping, and they did that for as long as they could.
Yeah, they gave you a fair while, and then she actually had a really short cord as well.
So she was just like laying on my stomach. And yeah, my mum actually was in the room as well. So she's had 3 kids herself, and she's watched a few births, and she thought my labour and birth was quite traumatic because of how long it went and kind of how many people were in the room at the time of giving birth because the forceps were being used. But she found that to be quite extreme, and like she was worried about me, but not once did I feel, I would say, like
nothing. No, you just stayed in that
me.
same mindset that you had even when you're in the pool. Like nothing changed the whole time through.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the people in the room when I was pushing, or I was just in that mindset, which I'm very thankful for.
It wasn't until after everything was all done that we go, do you notice how many people come in the room? And she goes,
said,
no idea.
No.
No idea.
I had no idea. And you know, she got to stay on my chest for, I thought it was 5 minutes, but you said she was there for an hour while they were kind of, you know, stitching me up down there. So I just had no idea what was going on, and I think I'm very thankful for that, that I was able to have the knowledge of, you know, breathing through things and all the little different techniques that helped. And
For sure.
yeah, so that's our birth story. And then she came into the world at 1:03 the following day.
Yeah.
So it was quite a long time, but very, very worth it.
Got there.
Yeah, we got there. The first week, no one really tells you how you're going to be feeling, but the first week it was definitely a shock to the system. I was very sore, but now I just feel like I could do that all over again. Like now, I would go through it all over again. Like weeks. She's 3 weeks old. I'd definitely just go through it again now to have her here, so I feel amazing.
It was such a special time.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Everyone says it. Everyone goes, you'll never experience anything like it. And you're like, oh yeah, sure. Like I love my dogs, whatever. Like there's nothing. I know what it means. Like, and then all of a sudden you go through that experience and come out and you're looking at both of them and you're just like, wow. Now I can understand what everyone's talking about.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend Frankie the mustard seed midwife for anyone that lives, you know, around the Gold Coast area, and Hypnobirthing Australia, because it definitely helped us be a lot more calm as first-time parents. And yeah, it was just a really beautiful experience. And you know, even if things didn't go our way, it was still amazing, and they gave us the tools to really help with that. So yeah, we felt very prepared as first time mum and dad.